All right, welcome back to the channel, everyone. Hope you all having a good day so far. Today I got a couple of requests, so I'm gonna go ahead and fulfill those. First one for today's video is going to be from Pyatrex Productions, and this one is why NBA players explain why Steph Curry is the best point guard ever. Now, I've got Magic as my number one. That's not gonna change. I don't think it's going to change, at least. But that's just because I'm an old head, and I consider Magic Johnson the best pure point guard I've ever seen. And after that, we got, you know, guys like John Stockton off the top of my head is up there. Steve Nash is one of my favorite ones, but not the greatest, obviously. But, you know, Jason Kidd is up there. But anyways, I understand that the new generation, now that it's kind of positionless basketball, it's if you consider Steph a point guard, I understand why you would consider him the greatest, because ain't no one ever shot like that before, you know? So I have nothing but respect for Steph Curry. As a guard, he's one of the greatest guards I've ever seen. He's not a pure point guard, but that's okay. You know, as far as a basketball player, he's on my top 10 list by far. But I'm curious how they're going to push this because the angle is the best point guard ever in capitals. So let's see. All right, everybody. As always, I'm going to link the original video down below if you want to check it out without my commentary. Everybody else, please leave this video a like. And yeah, I appreciate y'all. Let's do this.
Are you the best point guard ever?
Yes.
He has to say
Steph Curry
that.
transformed from a skinny, undersized high school kid to a basketball legend.
Yeah, he is.
Completely revolutionized the game, just like Michael Jordan.
He's the modern MJ, you know.
Steph is a 4-time NBA champion, 2-time MVP, 10-time All-Star, and arguably the greatest shooter of all time.
I think hands down he is the greatest shooter of all time. I think he just proved himself in the Olympics again. He's just special, man. And when they say he's the modern Michael Jordan, that's because of the impact he has on the youth. In the 80s and the 90s, we all wanted to be like Mike. We all wanted to play like Mike. Nowadays, all the kids, they want to play like Steph. It is what it is.
Wondering is the time to start putting him as the best player of all time.
Let's take a look and listen to what NBA players and legends think of Stephen Curry.
Get 2 more rings, Steph.
09 or whenever that little light-skinned came in the league, that's in Golden State. He single-handedly changed the no lead is safe. When it comes to influence, since I've been watching the game, the most influence on the game, and obviously we know what Mike did for the game, Steph and Allen Iverson are the 2 biggest influential guys in our game since I've been watching and covering it. Kids felt like they could be them. They were guys that was not always counted on. They were small in stature, and they just defied the odds. And now you have Steph, who's shooting over the Empire State Building.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just like those 2 are the 2 most influential. When you say the game, how they changed the game, and the kids, and like those are 2 guys that you just wanted to watch every single night.
When you look at me and Steph, I just feel like we're able to do things out there that keeps the normal person walking down the street, gives them hope that basketball can be for them as well. You know,
Yeah.
He's just able to do so many special things, and I could go on and on about Steph, but I love that guy. And
I love Steph because he's changed the game in his way.
Right.
3-point shooter. Now kids want to be Steph.
Yeah, no, they don't care about dunking now.
No,
Everybody, the little kid
Yeah.
throwing the ball.
That's right. Want to be Steph.
It's true. Yeah, back in the day, we wanted to fly like Mike, but then if you weren't 6'6" with a freak ability to jump like him, reality kind of set in for most of us. But everybody else who's growing up, like, hey, being 6 foot, this is a possibility. A lot of people end up being 6 foot. So if you practice your shooting, practice your handles, all that stuff, you know, like Steph does, there's a possibility you could be one of the greatest players. He's giving a lot of people hope that they can be fantastic basketball players, because it used to be if you were too short, it's not looking good for you.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Like, you're a GOAT to me if the league changed because of you, right? And to your point with Steph, the threes being shot, the range, people shooting threes.
He done changed
Steph
the game.
transcended the game.
You know, a legend in the game. He changed the game. When a guy changed the game, some way, somehow, you got to expand the Mount Rushmore. You know what I mean? Like, who says it only could be this many people? Like, Steph Curry changed the game. His face needs to be up there in the Mount Rushmore.
Steph Curry is messing the game up. I'm on the internet now, I see a bunch of little kids
shooting half-court shots,
shooting 100-footers.
To get warm, to start the game. Like,
but he's doing something for them. He's giving them a chance. You know.
Yeah, with you know, like I could say two things. Two things can be true. I don't like the impact that Steph had on the league because everybody is just bombing threes, thinking that they are Steph. There's only one Steph Curry, everybody. You know, so he can be doing it. I remember Jordan Poole when he played with the Warriors. He was out there shooting Steph shots while Steph was in the lineup, and you know, Steph would look at him like, "What the hell? Give me the ball." You know, those are my shots, and he's shooting like half-court shots, like ridiculous shots, and some of them went in, to be fair. But you know, he impacted the game in a negative way, and you know, in my opinion. However, it's not his fault. You know, it's not his fault. Steph is natural. He has this ability to do this, therefore he should exploit it and do it. But everybody else is just trying to pretend like they are Steph.
Steph, it probably is the most influential player when it comes to little people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Because I see a lot of little guards, like little kids. I'm going to these tournaments, they're doing stuff I can't even do.
Right.
And it's good and bad.
I love Steph, man. I mean, the guy has completely revolutionized the game.
He messed up the game in a good way, you know?
You think he messed it up in a good way?
Yeah, I think he hurt the youth because the youth just loves threes, and that's all they think about doing is shooting threes.
Yeah.
You know, him and Clay and their whole team, I think, just changed the game in a good but bad way.
I don't think me and Steph said a word to each other the first year, to be honest. Like, Steph only played like 20 games that year. I was riding the bench first 30 games of the year. I'll get in. I was like a shooter off the bench. Our relationship really didn't build till our third year when we played that Team USA, and we finally hung out off the court because we had nothing else to do in where were we, like Canary Islands. We had nothing else to do, so we went and played golf. We finally got to know each other on the golf course. And that's when I learned, like, oh, man, this dude's a two-sport athlete. Like, you really do this. You play this stuff in high school. Like, I would just do it just to get out the crib. But we played with Dominique Wilkins and Clyde Drexler. That was so much fun playing with them.
Nice.
Clyde just kept making fun of us.
That's
Like, look
era.
at these country club swings. And I was like,
I see a calmness about him. And I think it's something that a lot of players don't understand.
It's a calmness and a joy. When you see him out there smiling and having fun, that's when he's in the zone. Most players have this killer instinct look when they're in the zone. They look, you know, Kobe's one of them. He looks like he's going to rip your freaking throat out. But Steph, when he's in his zone, he's all smiles. He's goofing off. He's having fun. He's just, it is a calmness. It is a calmness, like Kobe says.
I think the fans, it's very hard for the fans to really understand what I'm saying. Because most players don't get it. There's a serious calmness about him, which is just extremely deadly. Right? Because he's not up, he's not down. He's not contemplating what just happened before or worrying about what's to come next. He's just there. And when a player has the skills and has trained himself to have the skills to be able to shoot, dribble, left, right, etc., and then you mix that with this calmness.
Sorry. By the way, real quick, this clip of Kobe smacking him in the butt.
The skills. And has trained himself to have the skills to be able to shoot,
bang.
dribble.
Okay. That clip, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but that would be Kobe full court pressing a young Steph Curry, literally like pressing him like a freaking a hound. And no matter what Kobe did, Steph somehow got off the most miraculous shot right in Kobe's face and just iced it. Like, it was the best defense, but Steph still made the shot. So all Kobe could do was just laugh and give him a smack on the butt. And Steph went back and said, like, he didn't even realize what happened in the moment because he was like so like amped up that he just scored on Kobe that he didn't even realize. Like, Kobe just gave him like major props right there on live TV.
Left, right, etc. And then you mix that with this calmness and poise, then you have a serious, serious problem on your hands. And so when I watch him play, that's what I see.
Steph knows exactly who he is. There's no question on who he is, what he do, why he do it, how he do it. He knows exactly who he is. And he always knows the right thing to do. Like, so sometimes I get in my own head or my own way and I'm like, I'm fucking doing this and I'm doing it this way. And like, I want to go about it one way. What I've learned over these last couple years is bounce it off him. He gonna tell me the right thing to do. In whatever it is, he knows the right thing to do in everything.
You didn't know what was coming. You didn't, because you'd never seen it before. I was there when he broke the record, right? The first record. And you didn't think, like, I think it was like 250 maybe or something threes. You didn't think that the next year the was going to shoot 400, make 400 threes or whatever. They crushed it, but no one saw it coming. No one saw it coming, and no one truly knew how to stop it when they got going. That's why they won 73 games.
Well, yeah, and it's not like he's lining up at the three-point line. His range is all the way till half court. That's what's so crazy. Him shooting half-court shots is actually a high percentage shot. That's what's insane about Steph.
You came to the Garden, and I let Raymond Felton's pride get in the way, and he had 50. I feel like that's when you decided you was just gonna rape the league.
Bro, you know what? I ain't mad at you.
That was the moment?
Bro.
I think so.
Bro, hey.
Raymond said, Chump, no, like, stop letting dude do this, but he really be doing this to us. I'm like, the confidence is changing, G. He going back to Davidson on us, bro. Nah. You feel me? I'm like, he doing the shit that we was like, you can't do that in the league. He started doing it.
Yeah,
nah,
in the
shorty.
Garden.
Yeah, you going too fast shooting that jumper now. That's too much. You ain't even holding it up no more. He was falling and shit. No, bro, now he talking to the crowd, he pointing at fans. I'm like, Steph don't even do that. I really felt like in my heart, like we are birthing an animal, bro.
Yeah.
I really think of that moment. I'm like, bro, I think we ignited that confidence that came, because after that game, bro, he got very disrespectful.
Yeah, he took off.
He got disrespectful.
What
He
year was
started
that?
trying
Was that
shit.
And then the next game, we play the Warriors at home, and this is 2015-16. And my first matchup is Steph. And I'm like, bro.
Oh, no. That would suck. I would hate to guard him. There's a handful of players in this league I would hate to guard. And I would lose sleep if I knew I had to match up against Steph Curry, dude. There's no amount of cardio in the world that can prepare me for that.
You know me. I walk in, I chest him up as soon as I get in the game on the inbound. I'm just pushing him. I'm like, yeah, you're not doing that tonight. Not on me, brother. About 36 minutes later and 42 Steph points later.
That happens to a lot of people too.
Yeah. I'm in the locker room like, nah, this can't be what it's like.
No, because it's not fair. As a defender, you could do everything you can possibly do against him, but if you give him just an inch, a split second of a gap, he's gonna get that shot off because he's got the quickest shot I've ever seen. So I'm not here trying to kiss his ass. I'm just spitting facts. Like, I've never seen somebody with range like him. I've never seen somebody who can get the shot off as quick as him. As far as running around the court, I've seen Ray Allen. I've seen Reggie Miller. I know this style of play, but I think he just does it more and does it from further, and he does it faster. Even Ray Allen, quick release, not nearly as quick as Steph. Steph is just, I keep saying it, man. Steph is just special. He's different.
Taking my stuff out. Like, just, listen.
Dad, don't give him an inch.
Then he getting the best of everybody every night.
Yeah.
You heard what my man from West Side Chicago said, Patrick Beverly.
Steph Curry, I'm going to bed at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Mom, don't call me. My girl, don't call me. I'm locked in right now.
Every night.
Yeah.
Every night. And he keep doing it. He been doing it.
It's honestly hell.
Austin Reeves.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
I mean, the way he moves without the ball is the worst part.
Low country.
Just the way he moves without the ball, it's honestly their system too. It fits him to perfection. You literally can't ever relax. And I remember game 1 and 2, chasing him and Clay around, and I couldn't make a shot. Everybody's looking at me like, why can't you make a shot? I'm like, I ain't got no legs.
I'm exhausted, yeah.
But, his approach to the game too is special. Just the way that he sees the game and the way he goes about the game. It was a lot of fun to play them. Obviously, happy we won. But nah, it's hell to guard him.
I didn't even think about it. That's got to be like an absolute torture to play him in a series, like a 7-game series, especially if it goes 7 games. Because you get like a day off in between, and then you got to freaking go right back at it and then go through that torture of trying to guard him all over again.
They're actually understanding how to play with him now, like how he operates, how he moves.
Look at that.
Gives up the ball. And,
Can you guys just look at this real quick? Like, no matter how close you are on him,
but
all it's going to take is just a split second, all right? Just going to take a split second where he's got a little gap.
Understanding how to play with him now.
Boom,
like
okay. Good defense. We're going to play on the switch. Okay, no, he's going through the pick, and now he's going to get support from LeBron James as well. All right? So he's going to go over it and support while this guy goes through. Okay? So he's contested. He's going to go. Yeah, look at unbelievable. Unbelievable how quick that was.
He gives up the ball and like continues to just run in circles until you fall asleep, and then he even then like shoots it from 30 feet basically. Like it's borderline at times. It's unguardable.
Yes.
And I'm a part of the losing side of history, but I remember watching it, bro, and I was like, yo, he was absurd to watch. And then I played against him. I was like, he's different. Bro.
He's different, bro.
But Steph Curry is the most impactful player on a team in the league.
Because the gravity.
Bro,
the gravity.
You have to guard him as well on the ball as you do off. Like, once he gets off the ball, you're probably more scared of him off the ball than you are on.
Oh, yeah. No, straight up. I would rather him have the ball and try to guard him than try to keep up with going through all of these picks, all these screens. I'm sorry, not picks, but screens off the ball while he's just running around the entire freaking court. And your job is to chase him and not give him an inch, or else he's going to catch and shoot. That's worse. I'd rather just try to have him play iso ball on me, which is still probably not going to go well.
That make you like think. His shit talking is what he does to the crowd. He'll hit a shot and then he'll turn around and look at the crowd and be like, I'm him, or like, yeah, he won't necessarily say something to you, and if he does, it's like a quick like jab. You know what I mean?
He's the modern MJ. You know, I used to see this playing with the Bulls. You know, half the crowd's got, you know, red 23 jerseys on, and, you know, now half the crowd's got blue and yellow 30 jerseys. Steph is, he transcends the game. He elicits an emotion from people. I think because he's so awe-inspiring with his play that no matter where we go, there are people who are cheering for him and can't wait to see him perform because we've never seen anything like him.
Michael did everything in the Air Jordan. He revolutionized the game. He changed the way we thought. The baggy shorts, the black socks, obviously the Air Jordans.
Yep.
Stephen Curry has taken shooting in the art form of it and moving without the ball to a different level.
And he's one of the guys who pioneered it. You know, one of the best off the ball players I've ever seen. You know, he started that whole thing going through these going through all the screens and trying to find an inch to get open. But Reggie was taller, so he was a little bit slower. His cardio was off the hook. You know, you can't guard him a whole game. You're gonna pass out. But his release was much slower than Steph's. That was the only negative against Reggie was he was blockable.
First thing kids do, they know they can't dunk and fly like Michael Jordan, but they all believe they can shoot like Stephen Curry.
Yep.
And that's the first thing they do is start hoisting up threes to try and be like their hero, Stephen Curry. So you have heroes to most in Michael Jordan, and you have a lot of heroes in Stephen Curry. I see the comparison.
Yeah,
and it's like,
me too.
That's how we feel with you. You know what I mean? And Evan, you can kind of speak to it in terms of like the funny story where it's like you hear those MJ stories, you see people on the bench. Like when I watch him and he do stuff, I watch the other team bench. Dudes be like, oh!
I told you one time, you told the story before, we were playing one time, you got so hot in a certain instance, I'm like, damn, like you didn't hit 3 straight. When you hit the 4th, I wanted to like turn up and be like, yo, go crazy. Like, go crazy. Like, you know, because like when you're a fan of basketball and you're a fan of the game, you start to comprehend what you're seeing. as a fan and as a player, you always appreciate it. So it's always been that part where you can, really remove yourself with the game. And, we're all, at one point, we were all high-level basketball player and, big-time athletes. So, you can really appreciate what you do.
Consistently the best shooter his whole career. I'm wondering, is it time to start putting him as the best player of all time?
Best player? Oh, you put him over you?
In the conversation.
I'm asking you.
Yes.
He's in my top 10. He's in my top 10. If he wins another ring, that changes significantly.
Over you. You yourself put Steph Curry over you.
Yeah, this is why he's my favorite player. Cause
I'm not saying favorite. He might be my favorite too.
I played 20 years, watched 20 years before that. I've never seen a guy like him, and he's doing it consistently, and he has championships. For all the chitter chatter, is it time to just put him in the conversation?
I think he's a.
I'm asking the fans, is it time to start putting him in the conversation as one of the best players ever?
If LeBron James is in the conversation, Steph Curry belongs in the conversation right next to him. Look at what they've achieved. Like, Steph is right there. So I stand by that, if we're going to put LeBron and we're going to have any of these conversations, is LeBron the GOAT? All this crap that's going on. Steph needs to be right there with him. And yeah, I'd like to hear your reasoning why not, if there's somebody out there that disagrees with that. In my opinion, Jordan, there's an ocean in between 1 and 2 through 10. Okay, there's an ocean in between them. But we're talking 2 through 10. How could Steph not be there if LeBron is in there?
All said and done, and Steph's career is over with, then I think for sure, he's got shit on his resume that he can add to that GOAT conversation. You know what I mean? He'll go down as the best shooter in league history. Like, nobody, I don't think, is catching his 3 points made in a whole span of a career. So he's got some shit to go in that resume to be in that GOAT conversation.
And how many people do we know who have 4 rings with the team that drafted him? This is not common. This was never common, especially now. He didn't go ring chasing. He stayed at home, and he won 4 rings so far. Maybe he'll get another one. I kind of hope he does. But everybody else that we consider, great in this generation, they've all been ring chasing. Doing a super team thing in order to get their accolades. Steph just stayed home and did it. He put in the work.
But really, he shoots those shots in the game.
Yeah.
This is a great time to practice. Like, we all stretching. Like, he's going to get unlimited of them. We stretching. We get loose. He's chucking it from half court. He's making them. And it's like...
This footage is fake, by the way. This was a hoax. He admitted it. It was a joke. But it looks so damn real.
All right, so when he gets to the half court with 0.3 and he's asking for it, he makes it. It's like, it's no surprise. So, like, seeing his preparation made me really want to be like, all right, I can shoot from anywhere.
Yeah.
1 second on the clock before halftime.
Right.
We have the ball out under our own basket, 94 feet away. He looks at the defense. He catches it, and he flings a shot 90 feet that actually comes kind of close, goes against him in the scoreboard. That's a missed three, right? He takes these shots every game. When I played, and like most players, you get that ball, it's like, maybe you take a dribble, like, oh, I don't think
throw a grenade every once
this guy shoots every one of those shots. And I think part of it is he's one of the greatest showmen that I've ever seen. Like, you love to do something that nobody else does. And it took me a while to learn that. Like, our first year together, like, you were taking some of those threes, and, I had the voice of every coach I ever had saying, that's a terrible shot, that's a terrible shot. And then I realized, like, that's part of your superpowers, that you love to put on a show. It also wins. This is not, like, just doing crazy stuff for the hell. This helps us win.
Greatest shooter we've ever seen, hands down. The shots that he makes is by far some of the toughest shots I've ever seen taken.
Wow. Let alone
crossing,
me.
let alone me.
Exactly.
Crossing over behind the back, just letting it go, turning around, just running the other way, and it's And ain't nothing else to be said. When I let this thing go, don't go for the rebound. You need to get back. And that's extreme. I mean, not only is it extreme confidence, but that's a talent, man. That's a talent to have. His dad is obviously, arguably one of the top 15, 20 dudes, depending on what are you going by. As shooter.
Yeah, Dell was awesome.
For him to make all of those shots off the dribble, pulling from half court, that shot he made against Oklahoma City 2 years ago, like,
across half.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Crazy.
Swish.
So early in Steph's career, Steph was thin.
Right.
And he would get beat up. And his Achilles heel was European guards, like the Rubios, Navarro from Spain, who we played in the World Championships, Dragic scoring Dragic. So, and they were like crafty and thin and they a little chippy. So they hit you below the belt a few times here and there and it might throw you off.
But him getting as strong as he got has actually changed his game. It's actually made him much more effective. Like, you can't run him off his spot. You can't just bump him and he's falling over. He's getting to where he wants to go. He in the weight room after shoot around. He in the weight room before the game. He doing a full lift after. He in the weight room before practice. He in the weight room after practice. Every single day. Wow. To watch his transformation in mindset, he gonna work out as long as he has to accomplish whatever it is that he set out to accomplish that day.
And that's interesting. To all you shooters out there, you might understand what I'm talking about here. Now, when you lift weights, you have to adjust your shot, like, because you become physically stronger in your upper body. Now you have to kind of adjust your shot a little bit because you're stronger now. You know what I mean? So you're gonna need to use a little less force on that shot. So you got to kind of recalibrate it, and that's why a lot of look at Reggie Miller is I'm going to keep going back to him. You notice he didn't have big biceps, and that was kind of by design. It would have been very easy for him to get in the gym and just pump some iron and get some big arms, but then he's going to have to recalibrate his shot constantly. So he just kind of left him, he had skinny old arms, skinny ass arms, but his shot was consistent. So to be as consistent as Steph is, yet he's pumping iron, lifting weights, and getting those biceps going, it's pretty special, man. That just makes it harder. That just means there's more work he's got to do on the shooting end to keep it consistent.
Is listening to Steph's workout, and I know how OCD you are, people don't understand the amount of energy that he has to use every single day. It's next level. Like, even for athletes, even for guys that do this for a living, you're like, this man has to run around for 48 minutes every single night doing what he does. You don't see that coming. And so it's a compliment to those guys to figure out an equation that no one ever has. And they just dominated with it.
The year Steph hit that shot in the corner in New Orleans, I was part. I saw that live. I had 16 points in that game. I saw that live. The chef, bro. That's when the chef started taking over. That's when he was like, hey, LeBron is LeBron, but hey, I'm here.
Yep.
It's because Steph is so random.
Yeah.
Like, you can practice, but you don't know what he gonna do. There's no rhyme or rhythm to, like, because he reading you.
Yeah.
We've never seen probably a basketball player in better condition and understand angles and how to come off that screen.
Right.
And also be on balance to still shoot.
Right.
And he can shoot off balance too.
Right.
We've never seen that before.
Yeah.
And for him to be that small, but he can shoot from almost half court.
Right.
He's got a good point about the off balance thing, because Ray and Reggie were primarily spot, like they catch and shoot, but they didn't do a lot, like too much of the fadeaways. They didn't do the going side to side midair and releasing. Steph does, man. He does.
And he's not throwing it.
Right.
He's shooting it.
Yeah.
Yes.
We've never seen that before. And then he's a killer. See, people look at the smile just like they looked at me with my smile.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm going to kill that.
Steph is right behind Magic. I can't put anybody.
Okay, that's true. I didn't think about it until he just said it. As far as that, like when you're in the zone and you're killing, the only other person I remember doing that was Magic. That's very valid. Magic had that big old bright smile on his face, and that means he's killing you. He's crushing you. And same with Steph. Steph just gets a little more animated with it, and he does the little dance. When he's in his zone, he starts dancing. Kind of like, if I eat something, when I was a kid, if I ate like my favorite food, I'd start like kind of like bouncing around and doing a little dance because I'm happy with the food I'm eating. Y'all think I'm crazy. I'm sure you guys have done that.
Else ahead of Steph, but Magic.
But oh my God,
Wait,
what a
what'd he
great
say?
guy. And
Else.
That's my right. Oh, I'm gonna kill you. Right.
Steph is right behind Magic. I can't put anybody else ahead of Steph, but Magic.
Yeah.
But oh my.
Yeah. I get it. If we're just going point guards and like what's been accomplished and everything, I get it. I really do. I respect it. And I also respect people who say he's the greatest point guard of all time. I can't argue against it. All I could do is say I value pure point guards over shooting point guards. I'd more consider Steph a shooting guard than a point guard. But considering that's his position and that's what he's playing, he's a point guard. You know, my old head has to accept it. And if he is a point guard, he might be the best of all time. I understand it. I get it. But just Magic is my guy.
God, what a great guy. And again, he's different than everyone thinks. He's a better all-around player given credit. And I think it's that he gets credit for. He's really good.
Right. Do you think we'll ever see another Steph Curry?
No.
I think this is truly a one-off. He's been a game changer. I mean, Ray Allen probably is getting 3 to 5 a game, whereas Steph is probably getting 10 to 15 a game. So I don't see any players in the league that can really change this landscape unless him and Clay get on separate
Man, I
teams.
miss this version of Scottie Pippen. I really do. I loved seeing him on ESPN back then.
And to see that he do not get the respect that he deserves from the way that he plays the game of basketball. He's not just a great shooter. He's not just a guy who handles the ball before the games and pregame. Like, he plays the game at a level that I haven't seen anyone play the game.
Steph's done everything you can imaginably think of in terms of basketball, whether he's got the stats for himself, he's got the chips, and what he's done for his teammates. And on top of, Magic did it with the Lakers in terms of the valuation the Lakers had when he got in. Look at the valuation of the Warriors when they bought the team with Steph versus right now. Right. It's astronomical.
Steph's unbelievable. I can't believe the kind of shape he must be in as fast as he runs.
Yeah,
the whole game, every game.
That's
that
what
was
Pascal said.
Yeah. That's what amazed me playing him in the finals. I just, one of the things I said over and over in that series was like, I know they're running fast, but you got to run fast too. We got to run fast too. Keep chasing them, like play tag and keep chasing them because it's like nonstop.
He's
That's so crazy.
We'll give him 6'3". He's a 6'3" guard.
Is he 6'3"? So he's my height. I keep forgetting that. I keep thinking he's like 6'1".
Who has never had the pop and the burst and the leaping ability of some other incredible guards of this era. He won the MVP in 2015. He won the MVP in 2016, in his 20s. He's 35 now. I think Steph Curry is better now than he was back then. That is remarkable. Yeah. Let's not take it for granted.
Also, that's the end of the video. Damn. Good video, first of all. Real quick, though, before I forget, I think he's 36 years old now. And to think that he's still running around the same as he did when he was in his 20s, like his cardio is on the same level. He's only gotten stronger physically. His shot hasn't changed at all in a negative way. I'm starting to think like Steph is still in his prime. And he's a shooter, so he might be able, if he can keep that cardio going, he might be able to do this for quite a few more years. As long as he doesn't have any major leg injuries, foot injuries, anything like that, knee injuries, stuff like that, as long as he can keep running fast and running consistently, the shot is the last thing to ever go. So he's going to be able to shoot forever, really. It's just a matter of how long are those legs going to keep up with him. So it's exciting. Anyways, y'all can tell every time I talk about Steph Curry and the point guard thing, I'm a little conflicted. But please don't miss or confuse that with me not appreciating Steph Curry as a basketball player. I just don't know where he fits in as far as like categories. But screw the categories. Top 10 all time. Easy. easily for me, top 10 all time. All right, everybody. This I'm gonna head out here. Really enjoyed the video. If you enjoyed this, please check out Piatrex Productions. Great stuff there. We've reacted to quite a few of their videos now, and I haven't been disappointed yet. So if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this, and yeah, let me know what your thoughts are. What do you understand what I'm saying about the whole, like, it's hard to consider him a point guard because he's the best shooter of all time? You know, it's like saying that the best center of all time played on the perimeter as opposed to played in the post. It's conflicting. It feels weird, but I can only say positive things about Steph Curry and his basketball game and what he's accomplished and his attitude. You know, he's been not toxic whatsoever. Never threw anybody in the bus, never got anybody fired, never threatened to leave. Like, great. Just, he's if I could, like, build a team, like, start right now and build a team, like, he's one of those guys. Jordan's another one of those guys. Bird's another one of those guys where it would just be like, you know, you're gonna draft this dude. He's gonna stay with you as long as you treat him right. He's gonna stay with you guys, and he's gonna produce, and he's gonna be a positive role model for everybody and a great leader. Any day of the week, I would take him on my team. All right, everyone, I'm out. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you tonight. Okay, peace out.